Today, I'm diving into some wild muscle memory secrets that will totally blow your mind, and I'll see if I can actually prove them in real time. Alright, let me ask you this. What if I told you that you could learn something new, physically, very quickly, and then forget about it for months, and come back to it, and be just as good as you were at the day that you learned it? What if I told you that with practice and focus, you could become so skilled at something that even if you never practiced again, you would still retain those skills for years to come? Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, believe it or not, it's actually possible, and it's all thanks to something called muscle memory. Muscle memory is the ability to remember and reproduce complex motor skills. It's what allows us to ride a bike, play an instrument, or type on a keyboard without having to consciously think about every single movement. But did you know that there are some incredible secrets behind this amazing ability? Secrets that can help you unlock your full potential and achieve seemingly impossible feats of strength, skill, and endurance. Before we dive into these secrets, though, I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the power of muscle memory firsthand? Maybe you picked up a hobby, like playing an instrument or learning a new language, and were amazed at how quickly you were able to learn it. Or maybe you were recovering from an injury and were surprised at how quickly you were able to regain your strength and mobility. Share your story in the comments below, because your experience could inspire others who are just discovering the incredible power of muscle memory. Muscle memory is an amazing phenomenon that can help us achieve incredible things. But it's not always easy to understand. Many people think that muscle memory has something to do with our muscles, but that's not quite right. Instead, muscle memory is actually a neurological process that takes place in our brains. When we practice a physical skill over and over again, our brains begin to form new neural pathways. These pathways are then stored in our cerebellum, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for coordinating movement. As these neural pathways become stronger and more efficient, we become better and better at the physical skill. And even if we don't practice for a long time, we can still call upon these stored motor programs whenever we need them. For example, imagine you're a musician who hasn't played the piano in years. Even if you can't remember a single note, after just a few minutes of practice, your fingers will begin to find their way back to the keys, and you will be playing your favorite songs in no time. That's because your brain has stored the motor programs for these movements in your cerebellum. So even if you haven't practiced in years, your body knows how to play the piano because the neural pathways are still there waiting to be activated. This is a great thing because it means that we don't have to be constantly practicing in order to maintain our skills. We can take breaks and come back to a physical activity later on and still be able to perform it well, even if we've never practiced it before. Now that we understand a little bit more about muscle memory, let's dive into some of the amazing secrets that will blow your mind. The first secret is that muscle memory can help us bounce back from injuries much faster than we might expect. For example, believe it or not, Michael Jordan, the legendary basketball player, was able to return to the NBA after his first retirement and perform at an even higher level than before, despite having taken several years off from the game. How did he do it? Well, according to experts, it was because of his incredible muscle memory. Even though he hadn't played basketball in years, his body still remembered how to shoot a free throw, drive to the basket, and perform all the other movements required to play at an elite level. This is because the neural pathways that control these movements had been stored in his cerebellum, allowing him to pick up where he left off. Secret No. 2. Muscle memory can also help us learn new physical skills much faster than we might think is possible. For example, many people believe that learning to ride a bike is a difficult task that takes lots of time and effort. But once you've learned, it's virtually impossible to forget. That's because the motor programs for riding a bike are stored in our cerebellum, meaning that even if you haven't ridden a bike in years, you'll be able to hop back on and ride away in no time at all. This is because practice makes perfect. When we practice a physical skill over and over again, our brains begin to form new neural pathways. These pathways are then stored in our cerebellum, which is the part of the brain that is responsible for coordinating movement. As these neural pathways become stronger and more efficient, we become better and better at the physical skill. But here's where it gets really interesting. Even if we stop practicing the physical skill, these neural pathways remain in our cerebellum for years, sometimes even decades. This means that we can come back to the physical skill at any time and still perform it well, even if we haven't practiced in a long time. For example, think of a gymnast who hasn't competed in years. Even if they haven't practiced their routines in a while, they still remember the movements and can perform them flawlessly when the time comes. That's because the neural pathways for these movements are stored in their cerebellum, allowing them to pick up where they left off. So what does this mean for you? It means that you have the ability to learn new physical skills much faster than you might think. If you set your mind to learning something new, whether it's playing an instrument, dancing, or mastering a new sport, you can do it. Just think of all the things you've already learned to do. Riding a bike, tying your shoes, throwing a ball. All of these skills were once completely new to you, but through practice and repetition, you mastered them. And the same is true for anything else you set your mind to. So don't be afraid to try something new. Embrace the challenge and let your body's incredible muscle memory work its magic. Here's an example. Let's say you want to learn how to play the guitar. You might think that it's going to take years of practice before you're able to play your favorite songs. But with the power of muscle memory working for you, you'll be able to learn much faster than that. After just a few hours of practice, you'll be able to play some basic chords. And after a few weeks, you'll be able to play full songs. That's because the motor programs for playing the guitar are stored in your cerebellum, meaning that even if you haven't played in a while, you'll be able to pick up where you left off. But that's not all. Muscle memory also has some other amazing benefits that you might not be aware of. For example, it can help you maintain your balance, improve your coordination, and increase your reaction time. By practicing a physical skill over and over again, you're essentially training your body to move in a certain way. This means that you'll be able to move more efficiently and effectively, which can help you in other areas of your life. In addition to improving your physical abilities, muscle memory can also help you reduce the risk of injury. By training your body to move in a certain way, you're also teaching it how to avoid potential hazards. For example, if you're an athlete, muscle memory can help you train your body to make the right moves to avoid getting injured during competition. There's one more secret that I have to share with you. Are you ready for it? Muscle memory can be used to achieve seemingly impossible feats of strength, skill, and endurance. For example, did you know that there are people who can lift almost double their body weight? That's because they've trained their bodies to remember the movements required to lift heavy weights. With enough practice and dedication, you can train your body to do amazing things that you never thought possible. So if you've been struggling to learn a new physical skill, don't give up. Use the power of muscle memory to your advantage, and you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Just remember to be patient and consistent with your practice, and you'll eventually reach your goals. And hey, don't forget to leave a comment below and share your experiences with muscle memory. Who knows, you might even inspire someone else to start their own journey towards physical greatness. And if you want to learn more about training techniques, check out this video over here. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.